My name is Trinice and I'm here to speak on Autism Rights Movement. Before I begin, I'd like to give a little background about myself. I'm a 19-year-old sophomore in college and I'm working towards a degree in speech therapy so that I can better understand and help the lives of people with special needs. Autism is very common and should be recognized as so. Autism is a developmental disorder that affects social interaction and communication for those who have it. It also causes repetitive thoughts and behavior. According to autismspeaks.org, in 2020, the CDC reported that approximately 1 in 54 children in the United States have been diagnosed on the autism spectrum disorder. 1 in 34 boys and 1 in 144 girls are diagnosed with autism. That makes boys 4 times more likely to be diagnosed. It also states that children born to older parents have a higher risk of autism, and parents who have a child with the autism spectrum disorder have a 2 to 18% chance of having a second child who is affected. The stigma around autism is very real. When you have an autistic kid who is acting out, some may think, get your kid, or if that was my kid, I would spank them. Well, it's far from being that simple. Children with autism are very easily overstimulated. IA in Community states that people who have autism alone usually do not have identifiable facial characteristics such as people with Down syndrome, nor do they typically have devices such as wheelchairs or canes to let you know that a disability is present. As a result, that unusual behavior can be mistaken for terrible parenting, a dangerous lack of self-control, or mental illness. That may be an increased burden on the stigma. The entire purpose of the Autism Rights Movement is to break the stigma. AutismHelp.org states that the Autism Rights Movement, which also known as called the Autism Self-Advocacy Movement and Autism Liberation Movement, was started by adult autistic individuals in order to advocate and demand tolerance for what they refer to as neurodiversity. The movement is supported by neurotypicals and parents of autistic children. The movement is controversial and has been criticized by some parents of autistic children who disagree with the anti-cure and pro-neurodiversity views. The movement is not new, but it has gained a foothold on the cultural mainstream as the debate over autism causing vaccines and subsided the voices of autistic adults have emerged and been amplified by social media and the blogosphere, states WashingtonPost.com. The movement is all about making voices heard for social equality. The Washington Post article says some longtime autism activists are very wary of the neurodiversity movement, which says they promote the idea of autistic people are not sick, but simply geeky and quirky. Normalizing autism and other neurotypicals is something that would be so productive for our society. Advocating neurodiversity is something that I think everyone should want in our world. Viewing autism as a disability is ignorant because it is nothing but a different way of the brain working. People with autism just need more empathy and understanding, not special treatment. However, with that being said, the Autism Rights Movement is not exclusively for individuals with autism. AutismActivism.org says in their article how even though they're an organization that advocates and ran for and by autistic individuals, they fully believe in being a voice for anyone with intellectual and developmental disabilities. They state, "We strongly believe in the values of cross-disability collaboration." In conclusion, advocates for autism rights are ultimately wanting the stigma to vanish. And I think the main way to achieve that goal is to inform people of what autism really is. It does not disable a person. It just is a different way of their brain working. So before you judge someone, put yourself in their shoes. Thank you.